Vladimir Putin's oil empire is burning again. But this time, the flames weren't lit by sanctions or political pressure. They came from the sky, carried on the wings of Ukrainian drones in a relentless campaign designed to strike at the very heart of Russia's war economy. These weren't random attacks. They were part of a calculated strategy to bleed Russia's oil lifelines dry, one fiery explosion at a time. Ukraine has long understood that sanctions alone can't cripple Putin's war machine. The real damage comes when his oil infrastructure is physically destroyed. And right now, that infrastructure is under siege. One of the most devastating strikes landed in Sochi, far from the front lines, in the coastal region of Krasnodar Krai. Hidden near the city's airport lies Rosneft's Adler oil depot, a critical hub holding thousands of tons of fuel destined either for Russia's military front or for sale to the handful of nations still willing to buy its crude. Over the weekend, that fuel turned into a raging inferno. A Ukrainian drone penetrated deep into Russian territory, hitting its target with surgical precision and igniting roughly 528,000 gallons, 1,700 metric tons, of oil. While the depot houses 41 giant storage tanks, the strike sent an unmistakable message. No site is too far, too guarded, or too vital to escape Ukraine's reach. As expected, Russia rushed to control the narrative. Krasnodar's governor, Mikhail Kadyakov, insisted the fire was caused by drone debris, an all-too-familiar line used to downplay Ukraine's growing reach. But videos flooding social media told a different story. Towering flames lighting up the night, explosions rocking the city, and one haunting clip showing a Ukrainian drone silently diving straight into the depot. The strike didn't just torch oil. It forced the temporary shutdown of Sochi's airport, grounding flights and sending residents scrambling in fear. The attacks didn't stop there. In Voronezh, swarms of 15 Ukrainian drones descended on the city and its surrounding districts, bypassing electronic warfare defenses and striking key targets, including private homes and the Rosneft oil storage facility. News Sky and Al Jazeera confirmed that multiple sites were hit despite Russia's claims of successful interceptions. Meanwhile, further north and east, Ukrainian drones hammered an oil refinery in Ryazan, a military airfield in Primorsko-Akhtarsk, and a Penza factory producing vital electronic components for Russian missiles. Ukraine's strategy is evolving rapidly. These aren't just drone strikes. They're the work of a modern, high-tech war machine. AI-powered mothership drones now deploy smaller FPV units hundreds of miles into enemy territory, and new systems operate beyond the range of traditional radio control. This innovation keeps Ukraine one step ahead, allowing them to bypass defenses and strike deep into Russia's industrial heartland. For Ukraine, this isn't only about battlefield advantage. It's about economic strangulation. Oil and gas have long been the lifeblood of Russia's economy, providing up to half of its federal budget. By targeting refineries, storage depots, and pipelines, Ukraine isn't just cutting off fuel to the front lines. It's slicing into the very profits that finance Putin's invasion. Since early 2025, Ukraine has knocked out nearly 10% of Russia's oil refining capacity, disrupting production of diesel, aviation fuel, and other critical military resources. Western sanctions, price caps, and import bans have only limited effect, as Russia finds ways to skirt them through shadow fleets and deals with allies like India and China. But drones can't be bypassed. Every destroyed facility is a logistical nightmare for Russian commanders and an economic wound for the Kremlin. By mid-2025, Russia's oil revenues had already plunged by 17%, with further declines expected by year's end. The psychological impact is just as potent. Every strike sends shockwaves across Russian society, shattering the illusion that the war is distant and contained. Ukraine calls it a death by 1,000-cut strategy, and it's working. Each strike chips away at Russia's military capability, economy, and morale. The Sochi and Voronezh attacks alone won't collapse the Kremlin's war machine, but they are part of a relentless campaign that's steadily pushing it toward instability. Ukraine doesn't need to outproduce Russia in tanks or troops. It only needs to keep the oil burning. And as long as the skies over Russia remain vulnerable, that's exactly what will happen.